it just doesn't take a lot of brain power to put together that we are headed towards a lot of financial trouble in this country. We don't have any gold reserves. 70% of the gold we produce, we're shipping to China, padding out their central bank's holdings because there's big changes coming. A new international settlement layer. J.D. Vance and Donald Trump have both talked about how they want the U.S. dollar to stop being the world's reserve currency. Like, everybody's telling you what's coming. Yeah, they have to devalue the dollar. They can't be the reserve currency anymore. If they want to reshore manufacturing, they're going to have to devalue the dollar. And it's going to cause a lot of people pain. Social Security people with pensions in the United States, going to hurt them too. Yeah. But like, that's coming because even with the $600 billion they brought in, the debt load on the U.S. government is unsustainable, and the Trump administration is not advancing on that front quick enough. I don't think they want to. I don't think they need to. Once we get into quantitative easing again and we go through the next easing cycle, I think a lot of that problem is just going to be offloaded somewhere else.
The United States has dealt with currency collapses before in the past. What they can't deal with is a loss of liberty. So the United States, because of its libertarian roots, its classical liberal roots, anytime that they had some sort of currency that came in and collapsed and calamity that would take place, people would, okay, well, I got to start from scratch. And people would do that with their liberty and their property ownership and their privacy and their courts and being able to take people to court for fraud and all these things. You get rid of all of that, and there's no hope in the world. But as long as America has that, they could bounce back from anything. Currency collapse, you name it. People will be hurting for a bit, and it's what happens. Do you think Canada can survive something like that? Centrally planned economy, this kind of thing? No, it'll devolve into further authoritarianism, which is the opposite of what you want. And it'll just prolong things. You'll have another Great Depression, but in Canada, it'd be ridiculous.
Well, we don't have anything underlying our paper. So, we're not the only country in the world that doesn't have gold reserves. England doesn't have them either. They're doing very well. Great Britain, a shining beacon of hope for the world. I'm being facetious, of course. But the Americans, the inflows of gold and silver into the United States are big. The inflows into India, into China, and it's all preparing, I think, for a new international settlement layer. And I think BRICS is part of it. I think if the Americans end up joining BRICS, I think that'll be a watershed moment, and you'll know you're at the inflection point. It's the Federal Reserve note has had a good run. As far as fiat currencies go, it's lasted a long time. I mean, we're talking about a 100-year run, but it's coming to an end. And I'm not talking about as a reserve currency. I'm talking about the fiat system. It depends on where you score it. You can score it where Nixon went off the gold standard in the 70s. Doesn't matter. We're at the end of the run. That's the only point anybody needs to understand. The U.S. economy is in far better shape than the basket of currencies that are pegged against the U.S. dollar. So we're all kind of going down in real time, but some ships are sinking faster than others, and the U.S. ship is going to be able to offload their people onto another boat, I think is the idea. Whereas Canada, all we have is the blood under our feet.
Innovation. There's innovation happening in the United States. There's widgets being made. There's things being produced. This is something that the United States excels at, and they still do. It's not just the biggest consumer on the planet. It's one of the biggest producers on the planet, and innovators and idea countries. Like a lot of great ideas come out of the United States, where other nations don't really excel so much. Canada, what do we have?
Nothing. We don't do R&D. Most of our medical improvements come 5-10 years late, and they mostly come from the United States or from Europe. We're not advancing on a manufacturing front. Our manufacturing is leaving. I mean, I understand why. Again, I've said it before. I feel like a broken record, but Doug Ford pouring out that bottle of Crown Royal and harassing some British company that has nothing to do with the United States because they wanted to close a bottling plant in Ontario and saying, we're going to pull all your liquor off the shelves if you don't do what we want, sends a great big signal to the world that if you're stupid enough to invest capital in Canada, you're going to lose it all. It's like buying 2017 cycle altcoins now and hoping you're going to get a 10x on your money. You're literally just throwing money. You should throw money out the window because some of it might blow back in. You got a better return chance with the wind bringing it back to you. Mm-hmm. And that's the message we're sending to the world. So no, I mean, so what does the government have? What does our fiat money system have? It has bonds, which are basically a claim against the future productivity of the Canadian taxpayer. It's a claim against your taxes. And when the only thing we offer of value to the world is raw material, so iron ore and nickel that we send to China along with coke and coal so that they can make steel to build the Navy they're going to try and fight the United States with. I mean, we're literally helping them build their Navy. When we pull gold, literal wealth out of our ground, and 70% of it we ship to China, and the rest of it we ship to a basket of other nations. We don't keep any for ourselves. We're not taking any of our own raw materials and building finishing products. We're doing a bit with board. So like MDF and some of the stuff we do in the lumber industry is the world needs that. So we're shipping some finished product that way, but a lot of it is raw.
A lot of it's raw, and a lot of these companies are shipping out. Like I know manufacturers here in British Columbia they're in the plans, like they're in the final stages of shutting all their stuff down and getting the hell out of Canada.
Yeah, so I mean, we have trees. We have trees that the world needs, and there's nobody wanting to stay here and cut them down because our government has so mismanaged the place. Yep. And I guess what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to present a list of what little we have left that's of value to the world, or even value to Canadians. Like we don't have a lot to underpin the value of our dollar, and with the government just promising to borrow more and not really building anything productive with it, like I just think we're heading off a cliff. And I think they're telling us. Bank of Canada governor's telling us. Mark Carney told us during the election campaign. Have you ever seen anything like it, Clyde? Where a politician, in the pictures that he poses for, it's all dark tones, very dark. The browns are dark, the reds are dark, the suits are dark. There's dark shading. The messaging is Canada's coming into a series of massive crises and emergencies, and we're all going to have to tighten our belts. And people are like, I'm voting for that. I'm voting for the guy that's going to give us squirrels to eat. I'm voting for that. So like you're up against this massive propaganda campaign that has worked masterfully, probably one of the best in the entire history of the world, underlying a political class that's pretty much telling us exactly what they're going to do. They're going to make us suffer, and they're going to blame Donald Trump for it. I don't know how Canada survives that.
So there was one speech from another place that did the same imagery, and that was this speech.
Dark Brandon, yeah.
You remember that? Where the MAGA Americans are the biggest threat to the United States and the homeland. Like that was crazy.
It's stuff like this that makes me think sometimes the whole damn thing's rigged. Because, like, who signed off on that? What political aid? Picture, there's a whole herd of Jenny Burns behind the scenes of Joe Biden, and they're all just like, "This is a good idea. Get him up there. Get him in front of it."
Oh man, yeah, Dark Brandon. That was a sight. But yeah, as soon as you started mentioning that, but yeah, Carney had some dark imagery with his campaign. It was unbelievable. It's one of the darkest. I've never seen a person be successful campaigning on a message of doom, and he really was doomy. And it worked. I'm like, what is with this country? Are we like? Does that say something about that we're a depressed nation to begin with? That we're a nihilistic nation to begin with? Like, is that all that's left? Is an acceptance of destruction? Is that what I'm supposed to read into that? I'm not playing the game. Look, you didn't even mention my shirt, man. Look at this. The Hawaiian shirt.
I love it. Hawaiian shirt, man.
Absolutely. I'm not wearing one.
I mean, come on.
The weather.
I'm not buying into the
Canada anymore for the next, 8 months. So I put them away. I put them in storage. They're coming out when the weather's good again.
I was going to give you advance warning. I'm like, you got to wear your brightest, loudest Hawaiian shirt because you're never going to see Frank wear Hawaiian again.
Never again? What? Come on.
Well, maybe.
when I get you to come down to Texas, you'll want to only wear that. You'll be like, the weather's
Probably.
too nice here, man. The weather's way too good here. I can't wear anything but this.
But yeah,
it's cold. Cold is what it is. So the flannel is what it is. Sticking with
it
it.
got cold here too. I think it's minus 15 tonight. So we're into it. I like it though. I like winter. I love it. I get happy every single time the ground turns white and the moonlight's reflecting off it. I like to be warm inside looking at it, but I still like it for sure.
I never feel the worst for me is like in the winter when you have to take a shower and it's like it's getting out of the shower. Like the shower is nice, but getting out of the shower is the worst thing. You're wet and you're in a cold house. Yeah, I can't.
Well,
I'm not. Yeah,
you live in Canada. You can't afford to heat the place.
No, absolutely not.
No.
And there's only so much warm water.
Yep.
That's it.
Doesn't matter how big that tank is.
Thanks for watching. If you want to see more clips like that, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. The link is right here. If you want to see it live as it happens, make sure you subscribe to the Clyde Do Something YouTube channel. The link is right there. We'll see you in the next one.